Okay, to simplify radicals, which is needed in solving quadratic equations by completing the square, here are some examples. Letter A, we have is square root of 40. Now, you're going to think of factors of 40, which is 1 is perfect square. Let's say you didn't think 4 and 10. You think 8 and 5. Of course, 8 and 5, if you're going to multiply that, that is equal to 40, but they are not a perfect square. 8 is not a perfect square and 5 is not a perfect square. Whereas, if you think 4 and 10, 4 is perfect square. That's why we get 4 and 10. So, 4, the square root of 4 is 2. And then, what is left inside the radical? 10. Because 10 is not a perfect square. That's why your final answer is 2 is square root of 10. Okay, next, letter B. 3 is square root of 12 over 3. So here, we can cancel out 3 and 3. 3 over 3. Because if we divide 3 and 3, it is 1. And you are not supposed to write 1 before the radical sign because that is automatically 1. And then, square root of 12, the factors are 4 and 3. You cannot use 6 and 2 as a factor because 6 is not a perfect square and 2 is also not a perfect square. That's why we use 4 and 3. The square root of 4 is 2, and then the square root of 3 is none. So therefore, it is left inside the radical sign. Therefore, the answer is 2 is square root of 3. Okay? Next, 2 is square root of 125 equals, so copy 2. And then, the factors of 125, which is 1 is perfect square, is 25. So 25 and 5. If you multiply that, it will give you 125. So the square root of 25 is 5. You're going to put that outside the radical sign because it is a perfect square. And then what is left inside is square root of 5. Now, 2 and 5, you're going to multiply that and it will give you 10. So the final answer now is 10 is square root of 5. Okay, next, square root of 20 over 6 equals, what are the factors of 20? Which is 1 is perfect square. So let's say you think 10 and 2. So 10 is not perfect square, 2 is not also perfect square. That's why we will be using 4 and 5. So 4 times 5 is 20. 4 is perfect square. So 4, the square root of 4 is 2. What is left inside is square root of 5. And then we have a denominator which is 6. Now, we can divide or simplify 2 and 6. So, divide 2 and 6. Divisible by 2, cancel here. So, we have 1 there. And then the denominator is 3. Okay? So, it is square root of 5 over 3. Why we didn't write 1 before the radical sign? Because that is automatically 1 there. So, therefore, the final answer is square root of 5 over 3. Next, letter E is square root of 150. Okay, of course, first you're going to think of factors of 150. And maybe you think 10 and 15. 10 is not perfect square, also with 15. So, think of another factors. And then you think 25 and 6. So, 25 is perfect square and 6 is not, but we take only one perfect square. So, 25, the square root of 25 is 5. And then, what is left inside the radical sign? 6. Therefore, we have 5 is square root of 6. So, that's how will you simplify radicals.